Tan 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 tan, 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 tan 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 tan.
Couldn't get a hold of him until you called me back, and he was like, "Bruh, don't think that I'm playing hard to get." But at least to your credit, you called me back.
Yeah.
And we spoke, and here we are. I actually thought for some reason you were avoiding us.
Yes, I was.
Is it because we're black?
Oh, so you were?
Yeah.
Is it because we're black?
So why were you? So why were you avoiding us?
I'm not used to this type of life, you know, because like maybe you are the third person to interview me now. My whole life.
Your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're a celebrity now. You should get used to this life.
You know, I actually first knew about you from Simon Mwila.
Okay, yeah.
I'll see photos. Yeah, the lawyer guy. I'll see photos.
Yeah.
And I'll then see you on Facebook, etc. Which then made me, so I couldn't place you. Is he a socialite? Is he one of those people that has got too much money and wants to show everybody? So tell us who you are.
Yeah, I think for me, the reason why maybe you even saw me is people know where I'm coming from.
Right.
I'm one of the few people that you can see around Zambia whereby you've got a history. This guy is from Matero. He started from here. He had nothing, and now he's here.
You're from Matero?
Yes.
There's light-skinned people like you in Matero.
Yeah, from Chipata, then to Matero, yeah.
Yo, has anybody ever told you that if you squint, you look like Swiss Beats?
Yes.
Yeah, so many times.
Oh, it's not just me.
Yeah, so many people.
And did you know who Swiss Beats was?
Yeah, I know the guy.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't know if there was TV in Matero.
You know, if you hadn't done that many interviews, you could have actually posed with him and said we're actually Swiss Beats. You know
Easy. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to post this in America, and I'm chilling with Swiss Beats here.
I mean? Put live location in Los Angeles, eh? I never had brothers before.
Yeah.
The mocktails.
Yes.
Ah, nice, man.
In fact, we have them here.
The mocktails.
So those are the ones we're using.
Okay.
For these mocktails.
And what has the response been?
Well, these are, in fact, they are better than you getting that whole bottle and start mixing them.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of customers complain. Okay? They order a mocktail and you take 30 minutes.
Right.
Why? It's because of so many people waiting. One guy making, but this one is easy.
It's just poured
And not only that, but then you need someone who knows
the right quantity.
The right quantity when you're mixing, right?
Yeah.
This is already mixed for you.
And for accountability's sake, which is very important.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Well,
because this is already mixed, so you don't need to...
Sorry.
Yeah, he's a clumsy guy, forgive
No
him.
problem.
Sorry.
This helps with...
That shows that he's a human.
He's a human being.
Right.
Yeah. What was I about to say? Oh, for accountability's sake.
Yeah.
Because this is already mixed, so you don't need to start measuring. I know club owners have that ruler where they measure bottles, and so that eliminates that whole process. It saves you money, actually.
Well, they actually happen to be our sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brothers, mocktails.
They've been a family for quite a while now.
Yeah. Yep. And they make... That's Big Tree Beverages, and they make our
show... Big.
They refresh.
Everyone knows them.
Oh, Big Tree.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite flavor?
For me, I like the one, what do you call it? Is it mojito or something?
Oh,
like that?
right. That one right there.
Yes, second one from you.
So,
You mentioned...
yeah, go ahead.
No, I'd rather you ask because you're about to leave.
Yeah, so quick disclaimer is I'm here for only 5 minutes. I would need to leave right into the airport from here, and I hope to God I make this flight. Is there because you always have this signature look, which is those glasses.
Yeah.
Why?
And you know, I think I was thinking about it, that I'm sure this guy is going to ask me about this. But what I thought I thought you were going to say, are those specs, like what do you call those?
Specs,
specs, or they're just for fashion. So my answer was, I prepared an answer for you.
So what was gonna be your answer?
So my answer was, you need to have a signature look. So for me, I said this should be my signature look. So when I'm wearing this, it's very easy for people to spot me. I want people to spot me and talk to me, because you see, when I was growing up, I didn't have an elder brother who I can go and ask, hey, what's the word of the day? or what do you think? I'm in this business and this is what's happening. So I decided to be an elder brother to anybody who's new in business, to anybody who's younger than me, and anybody who's struggling in business.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was not going to be my angle. My angle was going to be, that is your juju. That's where your money comes from. If you don't wear them, you're going broke. Kind of like Muka has to wear flip-flops.
Slippers all the time.
You know
flip-flops,
Muka?
yeah.
Muka
Bola, Hot FM.
Yeah,
What FM?
yeah,
Have you ever seen him with shoes on?
No.
That's his signature. Look, that's where his juju comes from.
Even when Muka is going to State House to meet the president.
No, that's the only time that he wore shoes. He wore
I've
shoes.
met him coming from State House before he had slippers.
On the day they had the interview, the guy
that
had
particular day.
Yes,
No, but
he
I'm
had
talking
I'm
about
shoes.
days.
sure he doesn't have a problem with his.
Look, I have no idea. But I'll tell you something. That story is less entertaining than my theory. Because my lies in my theory says Alex and Muka have got juju.
And it
Muka
hides
wears
everything.
slippers. Alex wears glasses. That's how they make their money.
And I think each and every businessman or person who wants to be successful should have juju. But it depends on which type of juju. You should have the right juju.
So what's yours?
And which doctor supplied you this juju?
My juju is one. As a businessman, I'm sure we've moved away from the glasses now.
As a businessman?
As a businessman, my juju is just the fear of going back to poverty. That's my juju.
Will Smith also say the same thing.
Yeah, that's just my juju. Because I've been there before.
Yeah.
No one knows poverty like Alex.
Tell us about that, man.
Yeah, no one knows.
What's
You know?
Tell us about your worst year or month. What does extreme poverty look like in your history when you write that book about Alex's life?
Yeah, when people look at me, most of the times they just think, this guy, it's inheritance or something. Whenever I post something nice, on Facebook, I'm driving a nice car or it's my building, people will say, it's inheritance. Who is this guy? But they don't know, I grew up in Matero. My father died when I was 7 years old,
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago. He was
Siblings? Did you have siblings?
Yeah, I've got 7.
7 siblings?
Yeah, 7.
Wow.
So, when he died, that time there was property grabbing.
Right.
Okay, so they got everything, the relative. Okay, we were alone. My mother was alone. 7 children. She had siblings also, maybe 4. She had to take care of all of us.
All 11 of you.
Yes. So, she used to brew this wine. It's called wine. She used to use pineapple at home in a 2-roomed house in Matero to take care of all of us and send us to school. I used to walk from Matero to Desai.
To where?
To Desai Primary School in London.
How far is
Young
that?
guy, 3 years
For
old.
context, how far is that?
I mean, like grade 3. It's like 5 kilometers.
So 10 Ks
Every day.
Monday to Friday.
Yes. And you are a grade 3. And then you are coming from a life whereby that time, in 1989, 88, my father had a Range Rover. Then things that...
Then he died, everything
Yes.
flipped.
Within one day, just his death. car
I'm sure the
accident.
person who took the Range
The
Rover
next day,
couldn't even afford fuel.
The next day, the funeral was at my grandmother's house in Matero. And from that day, that was our home. Because by the time he died, we were living in Matero. There's a bank called Natsev. I
Yeah.
think it used to be owned by these guys, the owners of Handymans. So my father bought it from them. So I think he had a small balance. So by the time he was dying, I don't know what happened. We were moved from there. We couldn't go back.
Your dad sounds like he was pretty successful as well.
Yeah, he was in the army. He was a captain. He retired, but he was one of those guys. Maybe the army sent him to America. He was doing purchasing and supply. So he was one of those.
What period
guys.
was this? Do you know when he was in the army and stuff?
Yeah, from 80s. In the
Right.
80s, yeah,
Okay.
early 80s.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Sorry, I think my ride is here.
We're talking about.
I'll let you.
We have to leave now.
Yeah. Mr. Alex?
Yeah,
So we should just leave in the middle?
yeah, it's better, man. 2 against 1 wasn't fair. So cheers.
All right. Just move this to here. I asked about. I'm trying to imagine what.
Yeah.
When you
Poverty,
say you
when I
lived
said-
in poverty,
yeah.
I'm trying to imagine. I'm trying to get a clear picture of what that looked like.
So let me tell you.
Yeah.
So you are looking at a grade 3. It's coming from school, right? I knock off maybe around 12 hours. By 12 hours, I'm at home. You know, we used to go early, these primary schools.
Yes.
I think there were classes where by the end at 10 hours or 12 hours. So you knock off. It's 13 hours. I reach home. Huh? I walked. Then by that time, lunch is not yet ready. Why? Because we could only afford one meal in a day. And that meal was coming after 17 hours. So I remember some days whereby, you know, we used to have a fence, you know, just out of these flowers, you know, these trees. So I'm sleeping just in the flowers, just waiting. I'm hungry, waiting for 17 hours for me to eat. And then our meal every day was those green, we used to call it even green level. Why? It was green every day. You know those leaves for beans? I don't even know what they call them.
Chimpapila.
Every day, my guy, that was my meal. If things are good, we used to eat mashola. Do you know mashola?
Yeah, where you fry mealy meal or something?
No. It's this fat. Fat when you
Mashola.
fry it, just a fat. As we used to call it mashola. You know, just a fat from
I think
the
we had
butcher.
different definitions of the same thing. I
Then
remember
you fry
mashola
it.
was mealy meal on a pan and you just add sugar as well. Yeah.
Okay, me, I grew up too much in town. You know, Matero is a town. The rest of the cities are villages.
Yeah, true, man. So many people I know that are successful today came from Matero. I think for me, that even begs the question, what do you think is, what was it about Matero that, I meet so many people who grew up there and are doing
No, I
quite fine
don't
in
think
life.
it's Matero. It's the village. It's Matero. It's Kanyama. When you are growing up and things are tough,
Right.
so you develop, you adapt. So you know now that I'm on my own. So for me, there was nowhere I could go and ask. There was no way I could use Facebook to ask for someone to say, I want to do filming, buy me a phone for 1,600
Your maps, please.
kwacha. That's what's happening nowadays. Someone can just call you and say, buy me a yango. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, for us in these areas, my guy, there's no one who's even going to give you attention. So you know that you're on your own. So in the morning, you just get up and then you say, let me go and hustle. You have to offer something.
How long did this go for? I mean, you were in grade 3 when your dad died, and you're talking about eating chimpapila, the bees leaves. How long did this go on for?
So
this life?
this went on until my mom got married again. Okay,
So from grade 3,
Yeah.
when does she get married again?
I think it was late. Maybe I was by that time. Now I was somewhere in grade 8.
So a good 5 years
Yes.
of this extreme poverty.
So that was around grade 8 now.
Yeah.
Then she organized some money to open a butchery. Okay, so that butchery, at least it was pushing in Matero. It was called Malila Butchery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you start eating meat.
Yeah, we started eating meat every day.
From one extreme to another, man.
It was meat every day. The money wasn't too much, but my mom made sure that she didn't buy a car for herself to drive.
Okay.
The money she was using it to take us to nice schools, you know, these private schools. From that time, I went to, she took us to Reinvesting Institute. It was a private school, not very expensive like Baobab and these schools, but...
Yeah, but compared to where you were coming from, that was a major upgrade, right?
Yeah, you know. And at that school, the only guys from the compound was me and Dali, so Mwana Compound.
Ah, serious?
Yes.
Wait. You were in the same intake?
No, I was ahead of him. He's my young boy.
Ahead of him by how
Maybe
many?
just, he was in grade 8, I was in grade 10.
It's like a Bali, like, okay.
Yeah, he's been around.
I don't know why I think Dalis is a young guy, like, with the same age. He's actually old. I mean, if he was in
No.
the same,
Yeah, he's...
at school, same time as you,
he's like an old guy.
I don't call deceiving him, boys. But then there's something about music, I think that slows.
And I
people's,
didn't know that Daliso would be Daliso. He was just
I mean-
like a nice young man, very slim. He used to dress nicely, you know, and he used to have that step, you know, that time, that was the time of Snoop Doggy, hip hop, what, you know. We were all influenced by those American guys, the dressing, what. So it
Yeah.
was just this guy. He used to look like Snoop, even the way he was walking.
I don't know why I always thought Dalis was a Kopala guy, because I knew him in 2007 I was on radio then in Kitwe, and he would bring promo CDs and would play his music on radio. And
No, he's from Tendere. This guy.
serious, I had no idea. So you start eating meat every day. I'm trying to imagine now. You're now able to get on buses. You're not walking the 5 kilometers to school anymore. At least there's a bit of money in the family.
Yeah, so my mom, she made huge sacrifices, if it was us nowadays, you have a butchery and it's trying. The first thing you buy a car for yourself. But my mom, she never bought a car for herself. She wanted to change our life. She started expanding the house because we were in a 2-roomed house. I remember I used to sleep on one bed with my grandmother and maybe 4 of my brothers. That bed, we used to turn it the other way so that we sleep. You understand? So that we can all fit there. So she changed things for us. She sacrificed a lot, I remember one time she was going to Soweto Market to buy vegetables that she was selling in the butchery. She was with my young brother, Soweto, that side where there was a lot of mud, she fell in the mud. And my brother was there. My brother is the one who told me the story. My brother was like, I felt bad. She fell in the mud, you know what I mean? This colored woman looking whitish with a box and so
and falling in mud.
In mud again.
Yeah.
Understand? But the next day still she didn't buy a car to say, no, I'm here. She just wanted to make sure that her kids are successful. She was just doing everything for us.
Where's your mom now?
She's around.
Oh, nice, man. Great.
And from her we learned a lot. Because in the butchery, when I knock off from school, we used to go and help her. Okay? So she used to do everything. She was selling, she was cleaning. Maybe at most she will have just one helper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe to carry the meat when it comes, because it comes maybe they call it a side. So where I am now, I'm a butcher man. I know I can run a butchery nicely.
Same
I can
here.
use that butcher boy.
Yeah.
My mother used to use it. So at a young age, I used to see the way she used to interact with customers. The way she used to talk to customers, all types, different classes. She used to smile for everyone. Yeah. So from there, I learned how to be humble, how to treat everyone the same, and just to appreciate people,
You and I have, I didn't grow up in that much poverty though, but I can tell you we've got something common in our parents owning butcheries at some point in our lives, and that's sort of being like the foundation for us to get into business later on in life and already know how to handle people, customer service, how to handle money. I also worked in my dad's butchery at some point.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I think I learned a lot from there, like the things that you've spoken about, the customer service, the money part, but we did say we're outside Konka. Right at Konka. If there's any noise you're going to hear in the background, it's because we're right by the car park here.
It's a busy place.
Yeah. So your mom remarries when you're in secondary school.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, living with a stepdad?
No, it was good. He was a very good man,
Serious?
He's never shouted at us, not even one day. We were naughty boys growing up in Matero. You know what I mean? He never shouted at us. And he was a hard-working man. So I used to see the moves he used to make, you know what I mean? The moves he used to make, and things changed for us. So it was nice. Not even one day I had a problem with him.
Was he the one who taught you how to do business? Because I'm trying to imagine the life that you grew. There's butcheries in your past. There's no nightclubs, there's no restaurants, there's no pubs. How then do you transition from the lifestyle that you had then, growing up, this home, to what we're doing today?
I grew up with that concept that you can be broke, but you are never cheap. So even from a young age, I used to know that I'm a high-quality human being. I might be coming from Matero, okay? I don't have money, but I always knew that I'm not cheap. I'm going to be someone. I used to feel it. I didn't know how, but I said, I'm just one of those guys who can't accept just to be like down, just to be the lowest. So I always got up. I was always pushing. So even when I'm talking to people, you have confidence. So even the team that I used to align with, for me, it was always align yourself with the winning team. So I used to be fun with maybe people 10 years older than me. So for me, this business thing is about observation. I grew up observing people that are doing fine everywhere. It could be a small bar, a small tavern, a small shop. I just used to watch. That's why when in your life, you need to be somebody who observes a lot of things that are happening around you.
Did you end up in college at any point to study what we're seeing in your life today?
You know, for me, when I was at Matero Boys grade 9, I was a smart guy. When I entered grade 8, but my application to study wasn't that good. When my friends are studying, I was playing basketball. You know, I was a naughty boy. I was one of the most naughty boys everywhere. So I went to Matero Boys. I failed grade 9 by 15 marks. I was too playful. I never started even one.
Yeah, but failing grade 9 though.
I failed grade 9. Then I went to, in the day when they stacked the results, I was checking, you know. No name, my name wasn't there. Then even one guy made a joke behind me. He said, maybe turn it around. Maybe your name is at the back.
No, but how low should your grade 9 results be for you to fail? You're the first person I've met who's never failed grade 9
You
exam.
know one thing again. You know when I started speaking English, growing up in Matero, it was Nyanja I started speaking English when I was in grade 8 from Matero Boys. It was new to us. I knew the English inside. From what we were learning in Desai Primary School, how to read those composition, whatever.
Wait, everything was in Nyanja?
No, it was in English. We used to learn English, but you don't speak it.
So
you write it.
Wait, your teachers were teaching you everything in a local language?
No, they were teaching. I'm sure, you know, like these primary schools, government schools. How is she going to be talking to you in English? You don't speak English even.
Yeah, but how are you going to learn if she doesn't speak English?
She will say those few words, maybe in composition, she will say them in English. You understand? But the moment you are done with that lesson, you understand? That's it. And, you know, you can be in a class and not say anything until you go out. No one is going to force you.
I was at a private school, can't
you can know.
You know, because you can relate, Gob, as well.
Yes.
You know, because I'm trying to imagine what it was like.
Yeah.
Teaching you English in Nyanja. Or
No. They'll teach you in English, but you will never speak English at school or at home. So that's why I was telling you, I knew the English inside me. When we are doing composition, you know, when they are teaching you, no, this is the sun, this is Jerita and Mulenga is walking. Once you read it there, then that's it. So how are you going to have a nice accent?
But you speak well today. We can give you that.
No, you have to push. You have to push. You know, even for me to start using fork and knife, I learned now when I was doing fine, when I had some money now. That's when I started using fork and knife. For us, the best we could do is when you go to town, you hammer sausage and chips or chicken and chips. Whenever you go to a restaurant, for us, when things are fine, it was sausage and chips, chicken and chips.
Then you know,
that's the
then
best.
you feel like you're doing well.
Yes.
Oh crap! You know, I've just remembered. There's a friend. I bumped into him in friend from when I was living in Solwezi. I've just remembered. Yeah, this actually happens a lot in government schools, because he says they actually used to learn English. Muchibemba. That's even worse than you because the teacher actually even spoke some English.
Yeah.
He was telling me, imagine go, but teacher was a class, but nouns. Imagine learning English in Bemba.
Yes.
Learning that noun. How are you going to learn English now?
And you know, like...
it's what? Very normal.
The teachers knew that
yeah,
if I use English, these guys won't understand the thing. They will not understand anything. So they had to understand us the way we were.
So have you learned it now to speak this well today? Would you sit down and watch movies or just interaction?
I think when I went to grade 8, now you know, like Matero Boys, they were strict. So in class, no vernacular, they tell you.
All right.
Yeah, okay. So now you start forcing yourself. So we had that program of reading books at Matero Boys from there. But still, once I'm just out of the class, it was Nyanja again outside. You know, until now you start growing up and start thinking, oh, I think I actually need this English. You know, because for you to go and talk to a chick somewhere at 18 time, you are not going to be using that. So you start learning.
Speaking of chicks in high school, that is so true. Like girls would judge you so much by how well you spoke English. How are you managing? Where you going with the translator?
Yeah, and like most of the time, me, I was a quiet guy. Maybe English contributed.
But I'm sure you used your looks a lot. I'm sure you used your looks a lot.
Yeah, my looks were helping me a lot.
So you
Because
scoop.
for me, naturally, people just liked me, female or male. You know what I mean?
So did you ever have instances where a girl liked you just from your looks, and then when
Yes.
you spoke, she finds you don't have English, she loses interest?
My guy, there's a time, I was staying in Matero. Then I had a half brother who was staying in Rhodes Park. So when I wrote grade 7, that long holiday, I went to visit him in Rhodes Park.
Yeah.
So he was staying near Playhouse. So
Right.
it was almost Christmas time, and then they were doing those plays for Christmas. So the way I was looking, those people were excited. Let's use this guy also. So they gave me a script. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, it's a
what
script,
I'm supposed to say. Then now it was my turn while we were rehearsing. Then they told me, so I was supposed to say, I think the question was, where is Jesus? Then I was supposed to answer, there, lying on the floor by the mother. My guy, I said, lying instead of lying. And there was young chicks and they liked me the way I was looking. And the dressing was on point because I used to watch these Snoop Doggies and Dr. Dre's.
Right.
But now when I spoke, my nickname changed now. It
To Ryan.
became Ryan, my guy. And then there was this one item that I liked. Just because of that, I stood no chance.
But it's amazing how we use English as a gauge for intelligence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why would she not want to date you because of one fumble? You saying Ryan. Why is it really a big issue?
Zambians, we care so much about what people think. That is the mistake.
So she's scared if I start dating this guy, people will be laughing because he said Ryan or he speaks a certain way. And that's going to be an issue. How people look at me.
And you see, because of that, that's why you find that most of the people that have maybe celebrities or they've held high positions in government. If you see them maybe a few years later, they don't have money. Why? Because they were living for society. Because you are Alex now, you want to drive a big car.
So what do you drive now?
Huh?
What do you drive now?
Me, I drive anything.
I've seen
Most of the
a
nice
Range
cars.
Rover outside, and it's the only car I think that's
No, me,
that suits you down
I
here.
came with the Bakkie.
That's an expensive Land Cruiser,
Yeah,
man.
It's expensive, but for me, the expensive vehicles, they are for sale.
So this one is going.
Yeah, so I said, while I'm driving it, if somebody likes it, I sell it. So most of the times, I make it look nice. People offer me, and I sell.
Interesting. We ended up in high school. Did you do college?
Yeah. So like the day when I failed, I felt very bad. So from the time now I went to grade 10, I was very serious with school.
Wait. Which corruption is happening here? You failed grade 9 but went to grade 10.
Yeah, I failed grade 9.
Who did you pay off?
But I failed with only 15 marks.
Yeah, but that's a fail either way.
It was like this. There's a cutoff point for maybe DK and Matero boys. Then maybe there's Jacaranda. So what they don't accept at Matero boys,
Somebody will take.
Yeah. So I went to Jacaranda.
So somebody will take. I was about to say leftovers, but
Yeah. So there are some schools that they just want the guys with very high marks.
okay.
Yeah. So they pick those first.
So wait, which school is this that accepted your?
I went to Jacaranda.
All right.
Yeah, Jacaranda. But there, I was too playful. My mom gave me some money, pay school fees. I hammered the school fees. That's how I stopped school. Grade 10. So I stayed in the compound for almost 1 year. No school. My mom also said, you're not serious. The next year I went back to her, I said, no, I want to go back to school. I've learned my lesson. So she took me to Reinvesting Institute.
Sounds like a boarding school.
It's a boarding school.
So you were locked up in boarding.
Yeah, I was locked up
from
in boarding
grade
school.
what? 10 onwards.
Yes. So when I went there was a dome. When I reached there, my young brother was already there. So he told me, don't go to this dome. It was called Dome 6. this is where all the bad boys are. Then I said,
Let me guess, that's where you wanted
yeah,
to.
I said, that's where I belong. And that's where I went. So we were the guys, even Daliso, we used to protect him. No one can touch him.
Oh, Daliso was there as well.
No, he wasn't there. He was a junior, but he was one of our guys, Yeah, those were the guys we used to send to do errands, and we would protect them.
Daliso was your chola boy, in other words.
I was his boss.
I really hope he
I'm the
watches
one who
this,
taught
and I
him
hope he
how to
confirms
dress.
when I meet him.
I'm the one who taught him how to dress. But now I think he dresses better than me. Have you seen Daliso, the way he dresses?
Yeah, I keep meeting him in Silverest. Is that where he lives? I keep meeting him in Silverest.
Yeah, he's got, I don't know where he's got a house in Chalala and maybe that side.
Ah, nice, man. Okay.
I think the mother stays that side.
Ah. Okay. So, Refudim, you're done. What happens after that?
Refudim, I was very naughty. I was expelled.
What did you do now?
I was just one of those, like what happened is an issue with one of the teachers. Refudim was, they were following Cambridge. It was Cambridge.
Right.
So in Cambridge, there was what they call core and extended. So some students, if you are not very good, they put you in core. But the maximum you can get is an easier exam.
Okay.
But the maximum you get is a C. No matter how much you hammer the questions. So the maximum you get is a C. And then extended, you can go now to A+. So the teacher chose for me before asking me. We were supposed to choose on our own. You have to know yourself, which one do I want? You know what I mean? But he chose for me, I think, based on how naughty I was. So now, instead of me, I didn't know a good way of approaching the issue. So I just found him was coming from the office. I'm coming from the classes. We just meet halfway, and then now it was just like I was just shouting at him. You know what I mean?
But you didn't touch him, did you?
I didn't touch him, but the way I was talking, it was like I was ready to hit him. So the guys, that was just one of the offenses. Apart from, there's a time I remember I lined up all the head boys, deputy and head boy prefects, all of them, and told them, you tell me who reported me on such an issue. Today I'm going to whip you guys. I had a slash, I think, in my hand. And everyone now was just apologizing.
So which incident got you expelled? The teacher one?
I think it was...
Combined.
Yes. So what happened is when I went for holiday, while I was at home, they just sent a letter. This guy must not come back.
Yeah.
So that's how I was taken. Now from there, I went to Ellensmere School in Kawe.
Yeah.
And by that time, now I think I stayed another year. So between grade 10 and grade 12, I think most of my friends, they are in there. Is it 2 years or 3 years?
Yeah.
I was there maybe for an extra 2 years. Yeah. It doesn't pay to be naughty.
But at least at Refudim you finished.
At Ellensmere, I finished.
Oh, sorry.
Because
Ellensmere,
now
yes.
I was mature. I was very mature. So even at school, even my application, the way I was even just contributing in class, even just the way I was talking to the headmaster, you know what I mean? I wasn't a prefect, but I respected myself, I knew now that I have to finish school.
Okay.
And, it turns out that I was brilliant, one time I remember there was a question, a mathematical problem that everyone failed to solve. They gave it to me. Just within a few minutes, I give them the answer. So from there, that's when I knew that, I'm not bad. I think I was just a naughty boy. So, like I'm one of those guys, even when just a teacher is just writing on the board. So for me, I'm not good at studying.
Okay.
Like for me, I've never finished reading a book. When I touch a book, 2 minutes, I'm feeling sleepy. So just on the board, when the teacher is explaining what, I get a few question papers. When leaving there, I came out with 6 to 7 points. Got the
Grade
one
12.
in mathematics,
Wow.
one in English. Only geography, I got a 2.
Look at you. Primary school, no English, and then you get a distinction in grade 12.
And one guy commented when I was telling people to say I got I got a 1 in mathematics. No. Schools in Kawe, there were issues of leakages. My guy, even with the leakage, if you are not smart, you can't get a 1.
Yeah, true,
mathematics.
true. Yeah.
You can't get a 1. Yeah?
Even English.
You can't.
English.
It's difficult.
Yeah, true.
Maybe you get 23 points.
So these results, I mean, these sound like very good results. So these take you then to university?
Yes. I
Okay.
went to CBU. So when I was there, the first year, even the first exam.
You got expelled again?
No.
Okay.
I was one of the most outstanding, like the tests, just those simple tests they do. I was getting 90% economics. I was brilliant. But
So
my
that sounds
problem
like
is,
business administration?
yeah, I did business administration. So there was economics, business communication,
business
business
calculus.
mathematics, whatever those,
I know, because that's what I did as
business
well.
law.
I dropped out.
Oh,
Yeah.
serious. So, what turned me off? Okay, it was business mathematics.
I hated that. With Tyloka, right?
Yeah,
F. Tyloka.
yeah. Like
I hated
everybody
that.
used to fail. It didn't make sense to
But
me.
you know, Tyloka had that textbook of his, the calculus in economics, I think.
Uh-huh.
And usually, this is what people would say, if you don't buy his textbook, you're not passing that exam. I don't know if he made it that he had a list of who bought the book and those people were going to pass. But what I noticed after I bought the textbook, you buy that textbook.
When
if you
were
don't go
there?
through it,
When?
2005.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After I left.
Yeah. So, no, I wasn't at CB. I did the CB degree, but from Civic. He would come to lectures once in a while.
yeah.
I did it from Civic. Now, that textbook, if you don't buy that textbook, you would fail because sometimes you get to page 1,
Yes.
the example will be question 1 in the final exam. You know
But
what I mean?
it
So you just
didn't-
have to have his textbook.
It didn't make sense. You see,
And I
in
hated
an
business
exam,
maths, man.
everybody gets below 20%.
That was common, yeah. With
Eh?
Tyloka. I think in our intake, nobody even passed mathematics, eh?
And then there was business law. I think the guy, he looked like a foreigner, the one who was teaching us business law.
Was it the colored man?
Yeah.
You couldn't even, his accent was something else.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one. I couldn't hear anything. My guy, I would go in class and come out.
He would sound like he's
Zero.
mumbling stuff.
Yes. I think he used to start or something. I don't know.
Mr.
I came,
I know the man though. Yeah.
those things just turned me off. So I was there for a long time because, there was BC. They used to give us, what, BC, yeah?
Yeah.
BC.
Yeah.
So that money, it encouraged me. But by the time I was there, I was already running 3 taverns at home.
Oh, so that's where this comes from.
I
Okay.
was already running 3 taverns.
From the
at home.
BCs, you-
Yeah. So I'm at school. I can't understand what this guy is talking about in law. And this side, they are stealing my speakers and what. I didn't even finish writing the exams.
I know law was nice until you get to torts. I'm sure that's when you started feeling
what
like...
I appreciate about law is business law is at least I learned a few things like you can't enforce an illegal contract.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I learned the basics of economics.
That was like the first semester.
Yeah,
So.
so I think people just need. If I look at school and college, I think human beings, people just need maybe the foundation. If you know those things, you are well equipped.
you
The
have
rest, you are wasting time.
You have such a valid point there because I did 1 year of university, right? And even nowadays, like when I get into boardrooms to have meetings, there's so much I apply from that 1 year.
Yes. And it
I
gives
start
you the
wondering what I
confidence.
missed in the remaining
Yes.
3 years, but there's so much I apply from there, even in accounts. I never used anything from
And
business mathematics because I
especially now,
hated that.
the rest we can get it on internet.
Yes.
Eh?
YouTube, man. Everything's on YouTube now.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, so true.
So I think foundation.
So did you finish your degree though?
No. I dropped out. I told you I didn't even finish writing the exams. I just packed and I left.
First
I don't
year?
know how. Yeah. So God said, no, Alex, I've got a different plan for
We've
you.
got so much in common, man. CBU first year, both of us dropped out.
God said, I have a different plan for you.
So by the time you're dropping out, the taverns are flourishing in, where were the taverns again?
In Matero. So I had 1 in Cabanana and 2 in Matero.
How are we managing these from CBU in Kitwe?
I had some people working for me and then they were giving me reports,
Wow.
But it wasn't working. That's why I had to come back. I remember I used to come back to Lusaka, and when I'm at CBU, there was a guy who was running like some sort of a cinema, at CBU. So for me, I was interested in such things. Of all the things that were at CBU, I just noticed that guy. I said, this guy is making money. When I see how much we were paying to watch the cinema, I said,
Yeah.
I want to buy a projector.
You know, we've got so much in common because for me, the time I was doing my degree first year, right? Half the time, because I've got a passion in media. What you're seeing right now, this thing came from way back. I've got such a passion for working on a microphone. So I would either be at Hon FM, QFM, Radio Phoenix. I'd be at these radio stations visiting almost every day and I would not attend class. And any guy who I was with at school was a DJ or was at a radio station, that would become my close friend. And when we knock off, we'd go to the radio station, just like you.
There's always something that you are good at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, sometimes it's not about the money. You know, like people expect that your gift always should make you a billionaire. You know, God finds a way of making all of us happy
I'm happy right now.
with what we have.
I'm so happy
You
right
understand? You know, you can find that there's a guy who's got 10 pin and another guy has got 100 pin, but they are both happy in their own ways. That's how God works.
now. I mean, look at you. You're a millionaire. I'm not yet a millionaire, but we're both happy, right?
I don't know if I'm a millionaire. I don't have a million.
Or are you saying that because ACC might be watching?
No, ACC, they are my friends.
Yeah,
and
so-
I like ACC because...
So why wouldn't you appreciate what you have freely?
Huh?
Why won't you appreciate the millions that you have freely?
Where are they?
How would you all know this? That the vehicle we
Because
just
me,
saw
what I
there,
know for you to...
without having millions.
To say I'm a millionaire, maybe Forbes should check you out, check your books and
Okay, maybe
see.
what you're saying is you're a millionaire in Kwacha, so you don't really consider yourself a millionaire.
But I think even in $1 million, I think if I put everything I have, I can have $1 million.
Not in cash.
Eh?
Not in
Not
cash.
in cash. It's difficult. Even $1 million kwacha cash is very difficult. You can make money, you know, but me, I always say that there's no way you're going to be keeping 1 million kwacha in the account. Then you stop thinking.
Yeah, true.
That money should work.
Yeah.
If you get your 1 million and put it in a fixed deposit whereby they give you more money, like especially if it's 1 million. If it's 40 million kwacha, it's a different situation because you can negotiate with the bank. Maybe you tell them, give me 20% per year. You make a lot of money without doing anything. But if you are coming up in business and you have 1 million only,
You need to have that money in the marketplace.
it's
Yeah.
better you put it, you invest it and make money fast.
Another guy I spoke to just a few days ago, Branch, and he was telling me the same thing. He was telling me, you know, people think I've got money on me all the time.
No.
And he shows me his bank balance. He says, if I even have a 5 pin in my account, then I don't know what the money is doing there. And it's going to leave quick because I will not sleep until that money leaves my account. He
So-
tells me whatever he has, straight he sends to China, he sends to Turkey. Clothes need to be on the way coming to
Same
Zambia all the
thing.
time.
Maybe just yesterday, I had about maybe
A million kwacha?
200 and something in 3 accounts.
Okay.
So I was just doing transfers, making payments, getting stock. All 3 accounts now are below 20,000 kwacha.
I think there's a lot we can learn from that, especially in how a lot of people now, like entrepreneurship is trending, you know what I mean? And a lot of us want to see big bucks in our account. And I think there's a lot we can learn from that in that let's keep the money in the marketplace.
Yes.
A lot of us want to...
Your money should make money. You know, some people can make a mistake. You're running maybe a bar, okay, and you've got 1 million kwacha in the account,
What's
and
it
you've
doing
got stock worth 500,000. Doesn't make sense. Put the money in stock, man. Why are you keeping the money in the account? Buy stock because the more you sell.
But
Then-
where did this sense of business come from for you? I know you mentioned the butchery with your mom and all that, but at CB you're already running taverns. Why did you head that direction? Because I mean, I'm sure where you are today stems from the taverns just upgrading and upgrading
Yes.
and upgrading, and we were Konka today. But why in the first place did you
I
get
even
into
did a
taverns?
school at one point.
Oh,
From
wow.
those taverns, I did a school.
But why
I
the taverns first?
always find an easier way of making money. Look at what is around you.
Okay.
So for me, near me, I could see that, oh, there's an empty shop there and a tavern. I can just buy a drum, okay?
Get Chibuku
Get
in there.
chiwuku, buy these empty containers, cut them, start selling chiwuku. So my first tavern in Kabanana, I was the one buying, I was the accountant, I was selling. I used to sleep in the tavern. When
And you're
people
security
knock
as
off-
well.
Yeah, people knock off, I just lock myself inside there. But I did one thing that at least everybody else wasn't doing. I was the first guy to put DVD player in the tavern. Okay?
Before the
in the tavern and in the compound. So when you are doing business, you need to be unique, you know. And, last year I was telling people, just copy and paste. But today I'm telling people to say, don't copy everything.
Okay.
And when you copy, don't copy. Let's say if I'm opening my bar in North Mid, okay? You want to, maybe my bar is in North Mid and you want to open a bar. So you can't come here and copy what I have and then open next to me. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, look at you. You copied how many? 1,500 kilometers away from Joburg. Yeah, so.
That's what you do. So you go far, you get, you see what they are doing, copy a few things, then add yours. Make it unique again. It won't be exact, because if you see this Konka, people say, no, he copied in essay. If you see this Konka, you see the Konka in essay, it's completely different.
But is it like a franchise or you just
No,
stole
it's
the
not
name?
a franchise, because we're in Zambia. My Konka means something else. It means Konka me as a Zambian. You know what I mean?
Oh, like follow me.
Yeah, follow me.
Konka.
Yeah. Mm. And
Wow.
also, I like it because he said, to me, it means I'm conquering poverty.
Alex, Mr. Alexander, I'd say you copied because you've got two clubs
Yeah.
that are popping right now, like really making noise. Both of which have names that are already existing in South Africa.
Yeah.
Royal Park
So,
and
the,
Konka.
the Royal Park.
So why wouldn't you say you copied those if they are
Okay,
both
so
existing in South Africa?
That's what I was saying. That last year, I was saying copy and paste. Okay? So,
right.
of course, I saw the name in essay. And I copied the name. But for me, I said, let me not make sure that this is the Konka in essay. Let me come up with my own Konka. Let me add a twist to it. So my Konka means follow me. And also conquer poverty. You understand?
Yo!
Conquer poverty. And also, it's business. When you're coming up with a name,
This man is too clever. Too clever.
When-
The wordplay.
when you're coming up with a name, don't come up with a name with Alexander Mumba Sakala Ba. It's difficult. Come up with a catchy name. You understand? Konka
Yeah.
sounds nice.
And when people come in from South Africa, they'll probably assume it's the same one.
So you get
And they'll
a
come here
certain
to get the
percentage
feel. You get
of customers
that think it's the same
that's a
Konka
good
in
move.
South Africa.
Yeah, you get it. So it's a good move.
And
So
the
you are
Royal
a
Park.
first lane, so the Royal Park in SA is a hotel.
Wait, no.
Yeah,
That's not what I've heard.
yeah, it's a hotel. It's Royal Park Hotel.
But there's a club and isn't it like a strip club or something there?
Yeah, there's a club downstairs, a strip club. You understand?
Are you
But-
going to have that in your club as well?
No.
No strippers?
That's why I was saying,
Uh,
don't copy everything. So for me, what I liked was just the name Royal Park. You understand? So when I was opening in Matero, okay, I said Royal Park because my place was big. Okay, my place was big, and then I said this place I want it to be like for kings, the kings of Matero, Royal. You understand? So I said okay, Royal, and it had enough space, so you can come. You know, it just sounds like a park. You know what I mean? So what we call it now, we say from Royal Park. now we've
just
gone-
use the mic. Sir.
We've gone to game park. So you call it a game park. What do you find in the game park?
I see what you did there.
Animals. Nice animals.
Are these animals hanging from poles, I wonder, or in cages?
No, for us they are not. For us they are not.
Okay.
Because, like business, you need to follow the law. Trust me.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're dressed up, you're within the law.
I wouldn't lie to you. If it was allowed here to do like the one day, I would do it. But it's not allowed. So you need to follow the law. If you are going, especially.
Yeah, but I
if you-
mean, I know the law in South Africa, it's a very secular state, and they're going to allow that. But what if you have them maybe dressed up a bit?
still here they won't allow you. You know how Zambia is. Just one day when someone is just touching the pole, it will be all over social media. And next thing,
what's
council will
illegal?
come,
Isn't it
eh?
nudity that's illegal?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
but-
still when, here,
You're telling me just bringing in the pole makes it legal?
Here, my guy, if you've got a wrong guy from a certain department, he doesn't even understand what he's doing, he's wrong. By the time you are going to prove that with him, your business has already been closed.
Yeah, because I mean, court cases take forever.
Yeah. And these people have the power, like council, they have the power to come here today and say, your place is dirty, close. Don't open until we sort out this issue.
We saw a poll in your club, close.
Yes.
They did not even see any naked person on that poll.
Yes. You close.
Have you ever been closed before?
No. Because mostly I know how to,
whatsoever.
like these people. It's like SEC. That's why they are not my enemies. ZRA, they are not my enemies. Okay? They are there to guide us so that we should last forever. So when they come, the first thing, Osapangantota. Okay? If you are wrong, you are wrong. So for me, if they come and they say this handle for your guest house is broken, I say, okay, yes, I accept. I've made the mistake here. Please give me time. Let me work on it. So if you have that approach, how are they going to close you?
That's true.
People
that is
make
so true.
mistakes when they come and they tell you this is wrong. No, this is not wrong. We know you've just been sent by somewhere. They are going to close you.
Just jealous people. People don't like me in this town because I'm light-skinned.
It's how you talk to them. And sometimes maybe someone will hear something that, that guy is cheeky, is what? Then they come to your place, they talk to you, they find it's the opposite. You talk to them nicely, you obey. And me, I tell them that if you want me to close, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to close. But look at, you're going to make us suffer.
There's
You
families
see,
that
like
are relying
Matero,
on
I've
this,
got more than 100 people working there.
Wow.
Royal Park, Matero.
You should do a movie, man. From Chibuku to Konka.
Yes.
I don't know what you're going to
And
title the
before
movie.
that, I was doing distribution of Tujiri. You know Tujiri?
Yeah.
This is the spirits. What do they call them?
Majunta.
Hard liquor. They call it hard liquor. Now at least I know English. I even know hard liquor.
The levels don't change.
Yeah, I started with Tujiri. I became the biggest distributor of Tujiri some time back.
The number of lives you damaged, man.
I'm telling you.
The number of lives.
Yeah.
Your judgment day, I'd love to be in that session when you're being judged.
Yeah, it's true. I remember trying to get a loan from the bank and they couldn't fund me because I'm selling to GDG. But in life, when you're starting in business, you don't have to follow everything that they tell you because your pastor will tell you, you are killing people. Then immediately you close. No, there's a time. Sort out this issue first, get to the next level, then change your business. Try to become better every day.
That point you've raised, I think, is one that a lot of people are using also in defense to. I mean, I'm sure you've been following Pompey and the advocacy against gambling.
Yeah,
the betting companies and all. What are your thoughts on betting? Like, would you accept money from a betting company?
No, like some betting company approached me. They saw my Facebook account and they told me you can be making 15,000 kwacha every month.
Just by using your Facebook page?
Yeah. You understand? You post maybe just 3 or 4 posts in a month. You could be making 15,000 kwacha. Like, I don't support gambling. So I always say that the best bet is if you bet on your hard work.
Yeah, but I mean, they're using your page.
Yeah.
That's not gambling.
Yeah. But you're promoting, you're telling
Also,
your
you're also
young brothers,
against gambling. And
you're telling your young brothers to go and bet.
Okay.
So, I'm not against, I'm not for. So one thing I've come to learn as I'm growing up in life, in business, you and me alone, we cannot change the world.
There's a common phrase, well, not really common, but it's a Latin phrase. It's pecunia non olet. It means money in itself is not dirty. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, man. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Because look, when you go to church and you are giving, they don't ask you where did you get it.
Exactly my point.
Everyone.
So, okay, maybe more to your argument, maybe because you know where the money is coming from, it's gambling, you're going to refuse that money, right? But what if it's, how should I phrase this? Not a third party. Regardless of who's giving you the money, don't you think it's just money?
Yeah, it's just money, man.
Yeah, so you refuse money from a betting company.
For me, it's about what you're going to do with the money. But for me now, my life is a bit different. I decided that why did I accept to be interviewed by you guys? One, I decided to say, okay, let me be a role model.
Okay.
Yeah, let me be somebody who's going to show my young brothers that this is how you need to live your life. If you hear a lot about me, people tell you that guy is humble. I'm teaching my young brothers to be humble. Even if you have a 500 kwacha, be humble. Last week I was at Chimbwakaila. We took some things to the prisoners, the ladies there. You understand? I've opened the foundation, Alexander Mumba Sakala Foundation. What I want to look at, I want to see how I can help people like the street vendors. These guys, they are doing an illegal thing. You understand? And a person will say, no, you are not supposed to support them. But in the meantime, what can we do? If, as Alexander Mumba Sakala Foundation, I say, okay, I'm going to organize 30,000 kwacha, okay? And I want to boost all these guys with small capital, 300 kwacha and below. Imagine a person who's got 300 kwacha as their capital. They're doing street vending. I go and boost them with another 300 kwacha. I've boosted their business by 100%.
Yeah, true.
You understand?
True.
So the next thing is they have now 600 kwacha. Maybe they will even come up with more money to go and open a shop somewhere.
Okay.
You understand? So, like for the gambling issue, I said, just because you and me today, we are in a position where we understand that this thing is wrong, let's not expect that everybody else should understand immediately and stop. Your situation is different. Because you now, you're on another level. That's why you can say, tujiri is bad. But you'll find that tujiri, there are people who are selling and they're taking people to school. The problem is the person who's buying it and abusing it. Tujiri can be good again if you see it on another angle. So instead of me...
Which angle now?
Yeah, let me tell you the angle. Instead of me buying black label, which is 1,200 kwacha, okay? It's better I buy the tujiri bottle, which is what? 30,000 kwacha. But what should I do? I should mix it. Come up with a mixture. You understand? So that it's not harmful to my health. Those things are not harmful, but they are bad when they are taken in excess. So instead of rushing to ban them, okay, let's educate the people. Let's spend some money to educate people every day. You understand?
So you can't educate
if you're a very good guy,
you can't educate people to bet responsibly?
You can educate them and you understand. You tell them they bet responsibly, okay, but also know that this is bad in this other way also. Not just to bet, but also you can guide them to say, okay, yeah, for now you can continue with this, but when you are at this level, maybe try to move away because it makes you lazy.
Every betting company now, I think on their websites or whatever have, even just on the apps, have a number that you can call if you feel you're going towards addiction.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like you already gave an example of the Tujilijis, advising people to bet, to drink responsibly. And then you refuse money from a betting company, the 15,000 kwacha on your page every month.
You know why I refused it?
Explain before I continue my question.
Yeah, I refused it. Why? Because I told you now, I've decided to be a role model. So I don't want these youngsters to be lazy. I see a lot of people in Bolabet. A lot of them, it has become their job. There are more than 50 in there.
Well, that's addiction now.
Yeah, they are just... instead of going to... So me, I'm doing my part. I'm not against those guys, you understand? But I'm doing my part to say, instead of me encouraging people to go to Bolabet, let me encourage them to start a business. That's what I'm doing. Yes.
But then again, you see, the thing that's... And I get these questions a lot as well when people ask me about business. A lot of people, I think, are afraid to start because they don't want to be seen starting small and low. You started in a tavern, you know what I mean? But very few people are willing to take that risk, are willing to be seen starting small with a tavern like that. You know what I mean?
What I've seen also, we need to educate people, especially my fellow Zambians. You know, I was invited at church. You know, the youths at church invited me because they've noticed me. Okay, and they told me, we want Alexander Mumba Sakala to come and speak as an entrepreneur. Because they've seen that this guy at least is doing fine. You understand? Some people were against it, saying, no, how can you invite somebody who runs a nightclub? This is where now we are very behind. You understand? What's wrong with a nightclub? This is a restaurant. You understand? What's wrong with this business? Because in here we sell water, we sell tea.
It's justification. Because I think people are looking at it from this angle. You are like on the polar This is their feeling anyway.
Yeah,
You're like
yeah.
on the polar opposite of what church stands for. Bringing people to Christ, be upstanding citizens in society.
Yes.
While on the other hand, there's a lot of promiscuity stemming from what happens in nightclubs.
Yes.
Drunkenness leading to illicit sex. You know what I mean? There's all that happening. So I think people now are failing to marry the two. Alexander's a club owner. There's all this happening in the club. You know what I mean? And then to bring him to the church, this is mixing oil and water. What's the phrase again?
Oil and water. But let me tell you, I like this saying where they say holier than thou. A lot of people, you know what I mean? Let me tell you, we are all born with sin. We are all sinners.
Yeah.
And from what I can remember, Jesus Christ came for us, the sinners, so that we can repent. Okay? So now, the more we chase away people to say, because you are running a nightclub, we don't want you in church, then it defeats the purpose of church. These are the people you should bring.
I think people look at you this way. If you're going to be a Christian, then don't open a nightclub. Close that thing down, sell it, and open a boutique or something. You know what I mean?
Where does it say that if you're a Christian, don't sell alcohol?
No, it's different with a nightclub.
Where is it written?
It's different with a nightclub.
For gambling, it's different. For gambling, I think somewhere in the Bible it tells you do not gamble.
Yeah, but then a nightclub is sort of creating an enabling environment for that sin to take place. You know what I mean?
No. The environment, even just the rules that the government has, it's an enabling environment for people to sin in one way or the other. Because if the government can allow you to open a nightclub, so I think the government should close. The government or everyone in the government should not go to church because they're enabling. They're bringing an environment where people can sin. People can sin everywhere. The nightclub wasn't designed to make people sin. The nightclub can be a source of motivation for you to work hard. When you come here, you see, there's Alex, there's young Firoz, and he's dressed nicely. You go back home and work hard so that you sit next to them.
Gosh, God, I really need to pee.
Eh?
I really need to pee. I'll be back. All right, we continue. Mr. Sakala.
One time.
I'm a little conflicted over things that you've been saying here. Especially when it comes to you being comfortable with the whole church, and you want to be seen a certain way, and also a club owner who doesn't want to be seen a certain way. I think there's a bit of a conflict there and a bit of a disconnect because there's so much going on in clubs, and I think I talked about this earlier. I don't know how it makes you feel knowing what people come to do in your club. There's people getting drunk. I've been a club DJ before. I was a club DJ in Kita. I probably entertained you when you were at CB at some point. In Cinderella nightclub, I was a DJ there, club VIP. And I would see a lot going on. And not just that nightclub. There's other clubs I'll DJ in and I'll see so much going on. Sex in the toilets. You know these things happen. You find condoms in the morning when they're cleaning up. There's people spending their rent money in your club. You know what I mean? Don't you think, how do these things make you feel, first of all, knowing that, like I said earlier, it's sort of creating an enabling environment for these things to happen?
Yeah. No, I think those businesses nowadays, if you open such a business whereby you've got people who even go to the extent of going to do something in the bathrooms, I don't think you even make money. If you see the type of setups that we are doing right now, it should be a restaurant. You can come here and have good food. You understand? You've seen the way it is here. Yeah. Even right now, you can come here with your kids and eat a nice meal and go home. Then at night...
I'm not too sure about that, yeah?
Yeah, like now, I'll allow you to take just take a short video of how this place looks like.
Okay.
Yeah. You understand? Then, in the evening, what we do now, when now it gets busy, maybe after 17, okay, we don't allow kids now. You understand? Then we allow people like me and you who can come, maybe if it's a Fanta or a Coca-Cola. I want you to come one day and see our place. You will see that this is a place. It's a source of motivation.
I like how you keep on the side
for you to work hard, because you see.
When should I come for this motivation? Friday, Saturday? When is it the best time to get motivation?
Come on Friday. See how many people are parking nice cars. While people are complaining that there's no money, there are some guys who are working hard and they can even afford
that's where the
fuel.
Motivation comes from.
Okay, so you work hard. Let me tell you, if you work every day, from morning okay, up to maybe 17. When are you going to relax? Because all work and no play makes John a dull boy. You need to relax. Like even in business, you can't just work day and night, punish yourself every day.
is
No,
true.
and you need to interact with people. You understand? In the evening, this is when people open up. If you come talk to me, maybe I'm in my office, and the way you talk to me, I'm here in the club when there's nice music, I'm relaxed. The way I'll answer you is different.
True.
Maybe in the office, I'm even stressed. If you find me on the road, I'm stressed. But when I come here now, I say, I want to listen to good music. Okay? I even take one bottle of Castle or Mosi.
Right.
I'm feeling nice. You understand? So now the problem is we're going to be blaming people for people's bad characters. The guy who decides now to go in the toilet and do something, that's his character.
That's just the way he is.
He's the wrong guy.
That's
so
just the
if
way he
we
is.
find you, we escort you nicely outside. But if you come with, let's say if you're a director of a company and you've got 20 workers, you decide to say, let me just have fun with my people. Okay, we've worked so hard. We are here today. Where are you going to go?
Okay.
Are you going to go to church only?
I've never. That's true. That's
You
true.
understand? Most of the times you find that all these big companies, when they want to relax, they go to Konka, North Mid. Yeah? They reserve 2 tables,
Yeah.
and we give them the drinks they want. They drink nicely. Within 1 hour, 2 hours, they go back home.
Forget the
Tomorrow
pressures of
they
the
are at
office.
work.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the nightclub there?
Speaking of enjoyment in the club and being one who's experienced in the night scene as well, I told you I was a club DJ for quite a while, maybe 8 years or so. Let's talk about DJ's pay, which is a very, for me, it's a topic that's close to home because even when I was a club DJ, we were complaining about how DJs were not respected by club owners in many instances. Today, I meet a lot of club DJs who are still complaining about the same thing. They'll work, this place bangs from what, Wednesdays to Saturday, Sundays?
Yeah, maybe especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but the DJ will work Wednesday to Sunday. He comes in 21, probably leaves this place as the sun is rising.
2 hours.
Your DJ says only 2 hours here?
Most of the DJs, everywhere they go, I think they just play for 2 hours. Because, for example, in Matero, I've got more than 6 DJs.
Oh, you're one of the few who looks out for DJs in that way.
In Chilenje, more than 6 DJs. In Kawata, more than, and they just do 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours.
Okay.
You understand? And depending on the time, a DJ, what I feel, a DJ is supposed to have another job. Then
That's how I see it. That's how I feel.
Then in the evening, because you are not going to force someone to pay you 10,000 kwacha if they don't, not that they don't see the value might be there, but if a businessman can get away with paying you 2,000 kwacha, you go with the 2,000.
So are you paying them 2,000 for the 2
it's
hours
an
or
example.
is it per month?
No, it's just an example.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So, most of the times is you'll be blaming your boss. No, my boss is paying, he's underpaying me, he's under what? You understand? The best you can do instead of complaining, learn from there to say, okay, so if I'm working, if I'm doing this job, this is the money. Start saving. Okay, because the best boss you can ever have is a business. The best boss you can ever have is a business. You should never expect that a human being, a boss one day will change your life. You start driving a Lamborghini. It's impossible.
That's true.
No matter what you put in, because you are going to feel like, oh, I'm doing this for him, I've brought him here. Even him is thinking, even if it wasn't you, I was going to put another guy to do that job. So where you as a DJ, you want to get paid 10,000 kwacha or 15,000 kwacha per month. There's another small DJ who can play the same songs as you, and he can just get the minimum wage, which is 1,800.
Yeah, but then aren't we going towards exploitation if you start speaking that way, saying there's another DJ, so we can mistreat you because there's people in line waiting for your same job.
If you're a businessman, you can't start looking at exploitation. Because you need to survive. Also, you need to understand that these businesses, it's not money. Like the mistake that people make is, you understand, even I was thinking, even like for the government, sometimes in future, we need to relook at the minimum wage. There's no way the minimum wage for Dangote can be the same minimum wage which applies to a DJ who gets low pay again and he wants to employ a maid at home. I think we need to look at how much somebody makes first for us to come up with a minimum wage. Because now you are going to be forcing people to pay huge salaries, which that's why businesses are closing.
Wait, they've got to see how much someone makes, how much
Yes.
the business makes,
Yes.
and then have
Put them in categories.
If your company makes $1 million a month,
Yes.
the lowest you can pay is this
Is
much.
so much. So if your company, let me tell you, that
Then your
they are-
DJs are going to be very rich.
Yeah, let them be rich.
Because
If I'm making the money, even
it
me.
happens in America, yeah?
Yeah.
Every state has a minimum wage. Yeah, but his suggestion is every company now, depending on how much you
me,
make.
I'm saying each like the government should come up with a way whereby categories. If your company makes 100,000 kwacha per month, this should be your minimum wage. You make the money. If your company doesn't make money, they tell you minimum wage. We are killing people. A lot of businesses are closing now, and a lot of people are losing jobs because one, they need to meet certain obligations.
Go visit. Mike here, you can carry. Just you can carry it to your station.
So basically, my question is, how do you? Okay, there was a notion back then to say club owners were determining the kind of music that should be played in clubs. So the DJs were like choked to play a certain kind of music in clubs. Were you part of that movement? And what is your take on DJs? What kind of music they play, and does it affect your business? If DJs, for example, they play Zambian music throughout, does it affect your business, your sales, stuff like that? That's my question, basically.
No, I think for the DJs, let's say, for example, for me, when I'm in my club, I look at the crowd. If the people are responding to the DJ's song, then it's fine. But if I look at the crowd and then the DJ is playing songs that are off, maybe he does, like for me, the way I like it for my clubs is I want the DJ to mix everything. I don't want him to play 30 rumba songs, then he changes, he goes to 30 Zambian songs. You understand? Because maybe K Plus is only here for 30 minutes.
Then go away
it's
thinking it's a Rumba
section.
nightclub.
you won't enjoy.
Yeah.
You understand? So first, the DJ one, most of all, when the crowd is bored, switch it up. You can't force people to listen to rumba for 30 minutes. Mix it up. Rumba, Zambian, as long as it's pumping, people should sing along. They should be happy. It should be the song which is happening now. They want to listen to it. You understand? That's how it's supposed to be.
So we don't
force
make suggestions
them.
as
No.
to what they should lean on mostly.
That can be very difficult because remember, you've got 6 DJs and most of the time you're not even there. These guys are free to play what they want. And now remember, if you force these DJs to play only Zambian music or to play also for all the Zambian music, then now it becomes boring in there. Or you just want him to play rumba, then it becomes boring in there. They are going to say this DJ is not good.
Do you have like a standard of people that you target for your clubs?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Each of my clubs has a target market.
Yeah, but don't you think the music policy also helps decide on what kind of market you're gonna retain in your clubs?
Like for my clubs, you'll find that like this place here, Konka, I've got 3 sections.
Okay.
So you find that there's a section whereby mature people, 30 years and above.
So you're
They
gonna
like
play more
sitting
old school for that
side.
kind of
you play
audience.
for them. Then I've got rooftop. They stay young guys. You understand? Starting from 19 years, 20 years, 24 years, you understand? You play for them like what's happening now is they want hip hop, they want the latest jams, what's going on. There's no way you're going to play for them all this. Which you and me will enjoy. Phil Collins, they won't understand. Don't listen to Oliver Mtukudzi and Kofi Olomide Senga. Can you play Senga to someone who's 25 years
No,
old?
but nobody can relate to that, man.
So you need to know, it's the DJ's job. So the DJ, DJs also, they should know that it's not a club where you are working where you should make money. You need to grow. So there's no way you're just going to be working for the same club for 10 years. How? push yourself. Okay? Upgrade. You learn here, then you become maybe a freelance. Then you start charging. Okay, but now you see what I'm seeing now is we are going to spoil a lot of people. If we are going to be having a minimum wage, people are going to feel entitled. So somebody doesn't come to work and work hard so that he gets that money. He's entitled.
You know what I did when I was a club DJ? That's a very nice point you brought up there, where how are you going to be in the same place for 10 years? I think I did, on average, have I ever worked for any company more than 3 years? No. Before I got into self-employment in 2017. Even when I was a club DJ, I was busy. Almost every salary, I would buy a piece of equipment. This month, a speaker. Next month, another speaker, a bass bin, watt, amplifier. Until eventually I said, I'm down at the club scene. I'm going to do sound system higher. But then again, very few people can think that on their own. Do you encourage like your DJs to think that way, your employees to think that way?
Yes.
Or you expect them to just pick it up on their own?
Talk to them. I will tell you that I don't expect you to work for me for 10 years. When you come here, for me, I look at my place as a university. Learn something from me.
Which is exactly.
And the more I'm tough on you, and the more I pay you less. Wake up.
It's like sitting on a thorn.
Wake up,
it's sitting on a nail.
I'm telling you, don't spend money, because if we just pay you good money, you go and chill tomorrow, you're back. You're not going to wake up. Let me tell you, me, where I worked, where I went, the things I went through, they made me think. And they made me, now I'm even maybe a better person because somebody mistreated me. You understand? But if people are just waiting to be paid a lot of money, that is wrong.
When we started this episode, there's perceptions that we had of you. And I think Elson brought up some issues of what people think when they see you. There's so many thoughts around the brand Alexander Mumba Sakala. But let's forget about what people think about you. When you look at you, what do you see?
So for me, I look at one, just a human being who wants to survive. There is self-preservation. You understand? So as Alexander Mumba Sakala, when I was starting my business, I told myself, no one is going to help me. I'm on my own. So in the beginning, you work like you are a greedy person for you to get to a certain level. You understand? If the minimum wage is so much, you follow it as a business for you to survive. You are not making money. You understand? Here's why. Because a lot of people, when they see us, they think we are making money every year. I've got some of my clubs, they are making a loss right now. But when people see them, they are even people there. But it's making a loss. And you know what will happen? Maybe, for example, you find that maybe this club, from January to June, I'm making a bit of money. Okay? Then from June to December, loss. And even the people who work for you can see that our boss is making a loss. You know, that happened to me in the salon I was running at East Park. Okay? I was running a salon. It was called Pickup. Okay. When I started, it was doing fine. Then towards the end, things were just tough. And the people who were working for me and my wife were not even going there. They started running it, keeping money, and they were checking what was coming in. You understand? So in the beginning, maybe for the first 6 months it was okay, but the last 6 months it was bad. And also I couldn't stop immediately because the rule at East Park Mall is you have to give them 6 months notice.
Yes.
So I ended up even started those last days, I was even getting 10 pin from my pocket so that I save the stuff that I have in there. You know what I mean? Because if I just stopped immediately, they were going to get everything.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, I said, okay, it's better I lose 60,000 than more than 800,000 which I invested in the shop.
True.
You understand? And the people that were working for me were seeing. So now, by the end of the day, now when it comes to a full year, there's what they call gratuity. You understand? That's why as a businessman, you need to see how you are spending. You can't just be excited and say, no, I'm a generous guy. Let me just pay the DJ 5,000 kwacha. You need to calculate, is the business going to manage by the end of the whole year? Because you can't make a decision based on the first 6 months. You understand? So what is happening to some of us in these businesses, like especially like a bar? A bar, when it's starting, is always pumping. You're going to have a lot of people. By the time it's getting 1 year, it has reduced. So now imagine now the first 6 months you were making money and you were excited, you were paying people a lot of money. Then the next 6 months you are making a loss. And by the end of the year, you need to pay people gratuity 25%. Now there's no money because now you've been making a loss. There's no money to pay gratuity. When you go to labor office, all they will tell you is pay these guys. Do you know that
Whether
there's
they've got
no
money
way-
or not.
No, there's
Yeah.
nothing like you can explain to say I don't have money. There's nothing like that.
Interesting, man.
You understand? So people don't understand the pressure that we have. You know, they start looking at a businessman as a company. He's an individual. He's also hustling. You've come to hustle as a DJ to make money. Alex has come also to hustle. He has to pay you and remain with something. And most of the times you find that you got a loan somewhere. Even me where I am, you know, when I'm open, I'm setting up a new business. My money finishes. I go somewhere and say, help me with some money for stock. I get stock on credit from here and there and there. People don't know. So that's why nowadays I've decided to come in the open and to talk about these things. People should know.
Mr. Sakala, my last question. Oh, you have another one?
So, Mr. Sakala, something I want to learn is about business and systems. Okay, so you've already created a business, all right? And how much of it is a system to a point of whereby, God forbid, you go today, the business will still run in the next generation to come? Like, how do you come up with systems, and how do you make sure that systems are working with or without you, and the business is still able to generate income? Yeah, basically, that's my last question.
Okay, you need to, it's the way you employ, who you employ. You need to look at the people that you are bringing. So me, most of the times when I'm employing you, I'll talk to you. Most of the times I don't look at qualifications and things like that. But it's about what I want, how I want you to work. So I've got people like for my places, I don't need to do anything. Most of the times I don't even know how much I'm buying a crate of castle. I've got people that I've trained and I've told them that, oh, for us you put this profit margin. So they know that when we sell, when we get the money is to buy maybe more stock. What we remain with by the end of the month, okay, we pay salaries, we pay ZRA, and we move on just like that. So there's that system which you put in place. And also there's, that's why it's called the system. So it starts from the money. So sometimes there are things like you can't use the same guy maybe receiving your money and it's the same guy paying everyone and buying stock and balancing the guys, maybe checking the guys. There's a loophole there. So you come up with a system which works. So you talk to people, okay, see how other people are doing it, but don't just follow the school way. What I've seen is if you just follow what we learn in class, it's going to be very difficult for you. So you need to have both what you learn in class and you need to be street smart. You need to know how a human being thinks. So for me, I always tell myself that trust is a weakness. Okay, so there's no way I'm going to trust anyone. In business, trust is a weakness. So you need to, you just need to look at everyone to say, because what I say is, people don't come to you, they come to work for you with an intention of stealing from you. But if your system is weak, if there's a loophole, someone will hammer you. So all you have to do, your job every day as a business owner and your system, you are the security, you are the chief security. So when you are there also, you are supposed to be checking, where can they hammer me? And some things you can only learn through experience. So when this cashier today hammers you in this way, you take note. So you are listing down. So then you know how to counter, you know what I mean, certain things.
Mr. Sakala, you've achieved so much. I want to believe. How do you feel? Do you feel like you've achieved lots in your life? But of course you have. I mean, judging by you living and eating vegetables for so many years and
Yes.
where you are today, you have achieved so much. And
Yes, I'm even ready to go now to heaven. I think so.
you've achieved all your dreams.
But before
don't
I
think
go,
so. Yeah.
before I go, I want to make sure that the things that have helped me to get here, the knowledge which I have, I pass it on to other people.
But beyond that, you are where you are right now with Konka, Royal Park. There's so many businesses that you're doing. I feel you feel accomplished. But then again, what now? What next for Alex Sakala?
Yeah. Okay, for now, is when I was starting, when I was doing these businesses, it was like being greedy. You want to make money, you want to get all the money, everything for yourself. So now, this is why I even opened, this year I opened my foundation, Alexander Mumba Sakala Foundation. So what I don't want now is to be greedy. I want to see how I can help with what I've achieved, with what God has blessed me with the way people have supported me to get to where I am. Because I always believe that there's no machine which can bring money to you. All the money that we have comes from individuals, from human beings. So one, if you want to have a lot of money, you need to love a lot of people. So for me now, my job is just to love people and see where I can help. So you should check out my foundation, Alexander Mumba Sakala. Sometimes we're just talking to people. I'm not even a motivational speaker. I'm not an expert in business. But what I know, I'm ready to share. What I know, I'm ready to share with people. So I'm doing it now because I've said, okay, at this stage where I've reached, I think this is what I need to do. That's my job for now.
Okay. Is there anything that you came to this podcast expecting to be asked, but we haven't asked? Apart from the sunglasses.
No, I like the sunglasses. But anyway, the good thing is I like you guys. I think you guys are natural.
Yeah.
You are natural. You just come up with your own questions.
We just come
And
for
you
conversation, to
understand.
be honest.
It's conversation.
We don't even prepare ourselves. We just come here to hear your story.
Yeah.
Give you a platform to share your story, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's the...
No question that you were expecting and we didn't ask.
There are a lot of questions, maybe. Like, what makes you tick, maybe? Okay, why are you interviewing me? That's what I want to know. That is the question. Why?
Because you're a man who's ticking right now. What makes you tick? What makes you tick?
But when people say ticking, okay, but
You're
anyway,
happening.
I understand.
People are talking about you.
I
everywhere,
understand.
so, yeah.
Like what I see when people say that I'm happening, like the way I said it from the beginning, they look at where I was and where I am. And to me, being rich, since we're Zambia and say, they look at what you didn't have and today you've got this. So they look at the difference with you had no money, you had no 10 pin. Today you have 10 pin. So for us in Zambia, being rich or beola is the difference that is there before and now. So it can be 100,000.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not about people think that now when they say, no, that guy is rich, he should have $20 million or $1 million. No, it's just you were eating green level every day. Today you can eat whatever you want.
When you want.
Yeah. So I think what makes me tick is just the love I have for each and every human being. I'm one guy, if you ask even all the celebrities that I've met, the artists, each and every person that has met me and has talked to me, a lot of people misunderstand me when they see me from afar on Facebook and what, but when they talk to me face to face, that's when they see that, this guy is quite different. Whatever we think he has not changed him. Like for me, what makes me tick is other people, they get inspired by someone who has a lot of money. I get inspired by someone who has the most humility. So when I see, I'm not a politician, but when I see people like HH, he's got everything that he has. But if you see the guy, he's still humble. Look at him, look at his life. He has never done something which shows what he really has. Look at Dangote. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. So for me, I admire not the yachts they have. I admire that they've managed to acquire all these things and they still remain humble. They still wear just a normal t-shirt. No design.
Like you with a Versace shirt.
Hey, you know what I mean? Me like a Versace shirt. Like now I need to wear such a Versace because somewhere in the Bible it says the wisdom of a poor man is always despised.
Yeah, true.
So if I
I
come
mean, even
in,
funerals, they wait for the rich guy
my
to show
guy,
up first.
if I come in looking like a taka,
Yeah.
it will be very difficult for people to even pay attention to me. I'm one person who follows what the Bible says. I get my wisdom from the Bible.
Amen to that, brother.
Yeah, for example, I know that it's the Bible that taught me, Alex, money answers all things.
Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
Chapter 9, verse 5, if I'm not mistaken.
11, I think.
Yeah, verse 11, yeah.
You understand? Money answers all problems. So for me, the Bible is number one. God first.
Nice, man. You've been a hard man to reach, but thanks a lot for coming through. We
Cheers.
are really grateful that you made time to sit down with us today. And apologies for being late. Gob, you were late. And I'm sure our viewers have learned one or two things like I have. I mean, I've been taking a lot of notes. And I'm sure it's one of those episodes I'm going to watch like 2-3 times to really grasp the things that you've spoken about in this episode. And I really, really am grateful that you showed up today.
No, even me, I'm very grateful that you guys decided to contact me, and you recognized that there's a guy, there's Alex, even though I'm from Matero, and I'm just people think this guy is just running nightclubs, but they are forgetting that this is just a money-making machine. He's just trying to survive. And you guys, I think you've seen that. You understand? It's not that because you are interviewing me today, you support whatever I'm doing. No. You understand? Maybe there might be some things that you support and some things you don't support. But at least there's something that you've seen that, okay, we need to talk to this guy. And for that, I think if we are going to have a lot more people like you, this country is going to be good.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Cheers.
Sakala. Thanks for the blessing. And remember to support the people that support us. There's Brothers Mocktails all over now, and please support them. They're supporting the podcast that you watch for free. Remember to click on the subscribe button. Until the next episode, have a lovely day.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I forgot to even say that brothers also should close because that thing is so denied.
Dun 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 dun